Hey, what's up, Fat Cow Squad? Welcome back to The Big Cow. And Disney recently released a remake of the 1940 classic Pinocchio about a boy who is a puppet learning to be a real boy by not lying, by learning not to lie, and learning how to be trustful, and learning how to make right decisions. Let's see how awful this movie is.
The name Jiminy Cricket, to be precise, and I'm here to tell you one humdinger of a tale. It's a story that begins a long time ago. Well, actually, it's a story that begins once upon a time, a long time ago. That's right, much better, much more precise. Never understood that expression. How can you be once upon a time? Hey, who's telling this story? Me or you?
Hey, look, they're being meta. That means it's a good movie.
Who are you? Well, I'm you, only older and wiser. Really? How do you figure? Because I'm the narrator telling this story post facto.
Fast forward, Jiminy Cricket finds the clock shop. This dude has a problem. Oh my gosh, look, it's Tom Hanks as Geppetto, who literally is in every movie now for no reason. We don't need him here. And then Jiminy swings around the clocks and he spies on Geppetto to find us some unnecessary exposition that was not in the original. So yeah, apparently Geppetto did have a son, but his son died, so he's creating Pinocchio in memory of him.
Oh, really? Well, I think he looks very much like him.
I'm sorry, are we looking at the same person? This is who Geppetto thinks Pinocchio looks like. And then Geppetto tortures the best part of this movie, Figaro. He's the best part, and he just decides to torture this poor cat by chasing him with Pinocchio. Oh my gosh, it's the fish, that's cool! Oh my god, they tried to make her hot. I'm out of here. And then all the clocks go off. Oh my gosh, look, it's a case of reference equals amazing movie. Wow. You know what happens next. Geppetto wishes upon a star, with some very bad acting from Tom Hanks. Then we see that Geppetto is really crazy.
The problem with that one clock, it talks too much. Good. It talks too much. Tick-tock. The clock, it talks too much.
Guys, I'm telling you, this cat is hilarious. But also, Geppetto literally just told his cat a dad joke. What the heck? Then Pinocchio gets impaled by blue magic. What is this? But then you know what happens next. The blue fairy comes in, and it's a very magical scene, and here she comes. Look, it's the blue fairy. Woo! Wait, what? What? You know what happens next. Then the fairy tells Pinocchio that he can become a real boy as long as he doesn't lie and he is good, and this CGI sucks. Geppetto hears a noise and he gets up and he's asking the fish and Pinocchio if they've heard a noise. Pinocchio answers,
I sure did.
This is how Geppetto reacts.
Now that you can talk.
Hello, Pops.
That is correct. He is cuckoo. Looks like another case of reference equals amazing movie. Geppetto then immediately starts to sing.
If you get splinters, I'll be there with glue. I'll take care of you. Yes, I will. Pinocchio.
Then maybe 2 days later, this happens.
Maybe it is time for you to go to school.
Dude, what? He just came alive! He then immediately goes to school. Then Jiminy realizes that he's late as Pinocchio's conscience. And then he commits Fortnite Battle Royale. We then meet one of the weirdest characters ever, Sophie the Seagull.
Favor and airlift me to the school.
To sleep on the job, huh? Who knew they were outsourcing conscience work? Back in my day.
Sophia, I really need to get to him. This little puppet is running around loose on the streets without a conscience. Can you imagine the trouble he's gonna get into?
Well, I wouldn't want that on my conscience.
This movie really has a sassy seagull. We then meet Honest John, who is disturbingly realistic in this movie. Like, why does he look like that? So Honest John and his weird cat sidekicks see Pinocchio, so they chase after him. And this happens, which is probably one of the weirdest scenes in cinematic history. And this does not stop while Honest John is stalking him. Pinocchio just keeps looking at the horse feces for like no reason. John then starts talking to Pinocchio and he says this.
Nobody. Do you want to be a nobody? No. Nobody wants to be a nobody. Everybody who's anybody wants to be a somebody.
And then the worst line in the movie happens.
Born actor, right, Gideon? And not just an actor. An entrepreneur. Nay, an influencer.
They did not just make him say that. Then Sophia drops Jiminy and he commits Fortnite again. Then a few bad pieces of slapstick later, Jiminy convinces Pinocchio to go to school. Jiminy starts celebrating that he got Pinocchio to go to school when this happens.
Get out! Get out and stay out! School is for real children, not the ridiculous puppets.
What? How is this his reaction to a magical puppet? Then Honest John traps Jiminy and he kidnaps Pinocchio and takes him to Stromboli, which is not how it happened in the original. Then we meet Stromboli, who is just a treat and a half.
That's me.
Then we meet a new character, which I don't remember her name, but she's a little weird. And then we also meet Sabina, which is like her puppet that she uses in the puppet show.
He has strong legs. Your legs look sturdy too.
Sad backstory incoming, but I will not give you that because I won't torture you. Also, it's not needed for the story. And we get the famous song, I Got No Strings, which is a good song, but it gets a little weird when you start dancing with these girl puppets. Come here, little Timmy, this is an awesome kids movie, watch! Oh my god! Then we get a weird scene that is again not important to the story with the weird girl that I talked about earlier. And it also makes no sense. Just watch this.
Stop with the tango, and then the salsa, and there's the rumba, and then we cha-cha-cha. The paso doble, the quick, the twist, the funk, the merengue, the gato, the mambo, the bamba, the...
How on earth is the puppet's mouth moving? Then Stromboli catches them, which is weird because why would he care? And he throws Pinocchio in the cage, just like the original.
There. This will be your home. Where I can find you. Always.
Oh, no, no, no!
Yes,
I don't know why, but
yes.
those no's make me laugh every time. We then cut back to Jiminy in the thing, and a rock hits him free, and he gets out, which is stupid, but whatever. He then gets into the cart with Pinocchio and tries to help him out of the cage, which he fails at.
You signed up for when you decided to be a famous actor, is it?
It's not my fault. I never wanted to be famous.
Believe it or not, this is the only scene in the whole movie that has to do with lying, which is what the whole story was about originally.
Yeah, I do.
That's the key to this cage lock. Can you reach it?
Impossible. No way I can reach that.
Hey, Jiminy, you want to know something? I don't want to be a real boy.
That's right. Telling lies helped him out of the cage. What? What kind of lesson is this? Then Pinocchio's running in the street and this happens for like some reason.
Well, not all the time, Pinocchio. You gotta be careful because sometimes when Peter's getting a group, they like to pressure.
Jiminy, where did he go?
So yeah, this is the collector for Pleasure Island, but for some reason, instead of like capturing him and like kidnapping him with Honest John's help, like in the original, he just takes him off the street because, as they say, he was on the corner past nighttime.
Hey, the one we've just fished up off the blatant street! A little wooden boy!
But I can be a real boy.
Oh, I must say, for a puppet, you are very clever indeed.
So this is Lampwick, which is a good thing because at least he's not cursed like in the original. And I might hear you saying, cursed, what do you mean cursed? I mean cursed with being a redhead. Pinocchio says he doesn't trust the collector, so the collector says this.
Well, kids, it seems we have a doubter in our midst. A killjoy who apparently doesn't believe in having fun. I mean, who doesn't believe in transformative experiences? Shall we all turn tail and go running back to Mummy and Daddy?
Look, you kids.
Then he sings this hilarious song.
Don't be a party pooper.
So after this weird guy sings you this song, obviously what are you gonna do? Yeah, you're gonna go with him to
Pleasure Island! Come right inside, enjoy the ride and see the show! There's so much fun here to keep
And then Lampwick and Pinocchio get in a boat where they ride past a bunch of kids getting free root beer, which this movie really wants you to know that it's root beer.
Root beer! Look, free root beer!
Here you go, Jen. Have a tall one. You're in the house.
Then Lampwick freaking kills a kid.
Yeah?
Lampwick does a lot of terrible stuff. He shoots his clock that reminds Pinocchio of Geppetto. Then we cut to Geppetto looking for Pinocchio, and Sophie flies in with the Pleasure Island thing, which makes
Sophia.
Geppetto realize he needs to go to Pleasure Island to find Pinocchio, which is what he does. The next couple of scenes are pretty disturbing, so if you don't want to see them, skip about 25 seconds forward, so you don't have to see donkey abuse.
Huh. I wonder where everybody is.
Then Lampwick starts turning into a furry in a terrifying scene. And then Pinocchio escapes and finds Geppetto while speeding on the boat in the ocean. And he tells Geppetto what has happened in the entire movie in like 3 seconds.
I bet you all make lots of money, but then I got kidnapped and was locked in a prison, so I had to tell Pleasure this to Jiminy, so I know some problems, so I could escape. But then I got scooped up by a coach full of foolish kids. I was taken to Pleasure Island, where I learned to drink. I forget what they call it. But anyway, Pleasure Island was bad because I looked up here. I was chased by the paper creatures who wanted to sell me to the salt mines. But Jiminy helped me. I was kept off a cliff into the sea and swam to shore. But we found out you sold all your clothes to buy a boat so you could look for me. And now we're here.
You did all that in one day?
They immediately get eaten by Monstro, which lasts about 4 minutes of the movie. Then Geppetto literally dies, but it doesn't last that long because Pinocchio cries, which brings him back to life. And then we get a really anticlimactic ending.
Honest to goodness, real boy. But I do know one thing for sure. In his heart, Pinocchio is as real as any real boy could ever be.
Bad ending out of the way. That was Pinocchio 2022, and it sucked. Bye! Oh, are you still here? Well, while you are, check out one of my other videos.